Welcome. Good to see you here at the Reride. There's just one of you, Don't worry. There's just one of me, too. Is this your first time on the Reride? Excellent, thank you. That makes all our jobs so much easier. In case you forgot, here are your buzzers. Please allow me to remind you that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. And now it is time to begin the Reride. See you at the bottom.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. This episode of The Reride is brought to you by Barry's Historical Beard Balm. Grow a mane like Karl Marx or a goatee like Gandhi. Distinction through facial hair, one follicle at a time. And here's your host, the fearsome frontman, Conan Blankenberg.
Welcome aboard, team player. So, you're all about sharing discoveries, glory, and radiation burns alike. Nothing screams team spirit like synchronized trips to the oncology ward. Just make sure your group photo is taken with a short exposure. Remember, if you start glowing in the dark, at least you'll never need a nightlight again. The eyes of history are on you tonight. Can you handle the pressure and become the greatest to ever play this game? Probably not. Let's ride. Okay, we need some money to play for, so pucker up for getting healthy at horrifying scales. You ever tried to lose weight? The scariest thing about it is stepping on the scale every day. Suppose you buy a Muda scale to convince yourself you actually are losing weight. If you step on the scale and it reads 1.0, what have you lost? Control of your bowels, your ability to see color. Sorry, that's wrong. Let me try that again. Sorry, that's wrong! Based on an extremely bloody 1992 match between the Great Muda and Hiroshi Hase, the Muda scale is used by pro wrestling fans to measure the amount of bloodshed in a wrestling match. And while losing massive amounts of blood isn't a particularly effective way to lose weight, it is a surprisingly effective way to, lose everything else. It's all up to you, go. Now that is what I call a value, and here is what I call this question. Goat Simulator. As much as I enjoy watching sports on TV, the one thing I can't stand is the endless time spent debating who's the greatest athlete of all time. There's just too many variables between different sports to properly compare them, but maybe I can offer a solution. Suppose you can only be considered the GOAT if you come from the country where the earliest known domesticated goats came from. Who would be eligible for the debate? An Iranian wrestler, a Kenyan distance runner, a New Zealand rugby player, or a Japanese baseball player? The earliest evidence of domesticated goats comes from villages in Iran about 9,000 years ago. But honestly, we all know the real goats are the people who have to clean up the mess sports fans leave, demolishing their entire cities after their teams engage in the vile crime of, winning a thing in sports. Am I right, Philly? Value.
Bingo.
There was a man who was the best at everything he did. G-R-E-A-T, G-R-E-A-T, G-R-E-A-T. Too bad he's a piece of shit.
Welcome to Great. Buzz in when the first letter of the right answer lights up to win some money. Be the first to pick up all 5 letters and you get some bonus cash. Okay, I'm just about ready. I hope you're too, because we're going. Hockey's great one, Wayne Blank. Gretzky. His death cost the Great War. Archduke Ferdinand. Oceanic wonder, the Great Barrier Blank. Blank Book of World Records. Top of the morning to ya. Real Madrid-Barcelona soccer rivalry. Three-time F1 champion Blank Senna. Ayrton. Horse racing's top achievement. Triple Crown. Bannister, who ran the first 4-minute mile. Stratus. The music industry's greatest prize. Grammy. The greatest Mongol warlord. Hollywood's greatest prize. American TV's greatest prize. Emmy. Great! Bonus! And there is your score as it currently stands. Let's see what else you can do to it. Hit your buzzer when a good value fly. Nice shooting, Tex, and here's your category. Who, Doctor? Remember the Back to the Future movies and how Doc Brown always exclaimed, "Great Scott!" I always wondered what he meant by that. Who is not a great Scott? The lead singer of Creed, the composer of An American in Paris. No, that would still indeed be a great Scott, not a great Steve, because Scott is Steve's cousin, if you were thinking of Steve Stifler, because, well, of course you were. It wouldn't be like no one these days has watched this movie that is now 23 years old. No, that's the second one. The first one is even older. Oh my god. Anyway, you are wrong. Scott Stapp sings for Creed. Francis Scott Key composed the Star-Spangled Banner. And Scott Stifler is, well, Stifler. But An American in Paris was composed by George Gershwin. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Shouts Great Scott and probably meant one of those. Or some other Great Scott. Yeah. All right, we can't move on until you pick a value. Thank you, and here is your category. Back to the previous question. You know what? I can't get this out of my head, and now that I think about it, maybe that's not what Doc Brown meant. Maybe he meant the Gordon Ramsay kind of Scott. So who's not a great Scott? Sean Connery, Gareth Bale, Robert Burns, or Do you actually listen to me? Do you hear what I say when I talk to you? Like when I used the exact words and I quote, maybe the Gordon Ramsay kind of Scott in the intro to this question? I just don't know what to say. Why am I even here? What am I even doing here at this point?
Relax, Conan. They got it wrong. It happens.
No, but Tyler, I literally said it. How can you get this wrong? You just have to listen to what I'm saying and comprehend.
Maybe they thought it was a trick question. Wouldn't be the first time you tried to sell them a dud.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess.
Yes, you guess. Now, please get back to work and stop holding up this game with your existential crisis.
Yeah, all right. Well, at least I still get to do this. Gareth Bale is Welsh, not Scottish. But he's gotta be more than great if he's gonna carry the Welsh national soccer team. Pretty sure he's gotta be the greatest magician to ever walk this planet. Hit your buzzer at the right time and we might play for some actual cash. Here's what this next question is called. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad War. Full steam ahead. Considering their species, which of these titular characters... Toot toot, this answer's a hoot. Alexander the Great's army used elephants to besiege Megalopolis in 318 BC. And if Horton doesn't give up his pacifist ways and refuses to get in line with Alexander, there's gonna be some new ivory forks at dinner tonight. All right, everybody's waiting on you to pick a value, so go ahead and do it. Lima, brittle, pea blot, snort, and plowed? That's our category? Oh, of course. No, this isn't our category. It's, yeah. All right. Well, cool. It's gibberish time. All right. Let's take a look at the actual category for this gibberish question. The Jack Zelda crossover you didn't know you needed. Don't forget, I'll be taking away more and more cash the longer you take to solve this, so make it fast. Take a look at this special crossover gibberish phrase and tell me what famous saying it rhymes with. Nate finds Link a bike. First clue, it describes smart people. Wouldn't know a lot about that, would you? It describes smart people and the ideas they share. Great minds think alike, but fools seldom remember that the saying ends with, but fools seldom differ. Hit buzzer, select value, it's easy as ABC, let's go! Oof, ouch, howie. Here's your category. L. Gatsby tea. You know how the book The Great Gatsby takes place in the villages of East Egg and West Egg? Well, according to LGBT slang, what would happen if Jay Gatsby, resident of West Egg, cracked his egg? He would lose his virginity, he would realize that he's a woman, he would get a vasectomy, or he would go vegan and stop wearing wool. No, that's popping one's cherry. I know that because I do the sex all the time. I have all the sex. Sex, 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 sex. Oh boy, someone's got egg on their face. Cracking one's egg is slang for the moment one realizes they're trans. And since this is a serious topic, I'm not gonna make any jokes about it. Picky, picky. It's time for Great Maths. This question is for $4719, so show me your best side. How would you determine the breathtaking volume of the Great Pyramid? Subtract the sum of its mesmerizing sides from its How do you function? Allow me. The volume of a pyramid is a third of the area of its base times its height. Shout out to the Sphinx, who gracefully donated this question to the program. Show me the money, hit your buzzer at the right... Now that is poor. Here's your category. Gonzo in 60 seconds. Okay, let's take a look at the question then. Suppose Gonzo the Great leaves the Muppets to pursue a career in gonzo journalism. How should he research a topic? Use lots of sweeping shots of nature, delve deep into politician scandals, question people by surprise, or jump in to get personal experiences instead of objective facts. Oh, yes, that makes me very happy. Hunter S. Thompson pioneered the genre of gonzo journalism, characterized by a first-person narrative and a lack of objectivity. But if gonzo really wants to emulate Thompson, he's gonna have to acquire a massive coke habit. Okay, gonna need a value from ya. Great moment has come. Here's your ticket to the history books. The Great Jack Attack. What kind of great stuff did they star in? Good luck. that was a lot of money that you burned on that last one. Eesh. Do we even want to look? Well, we have to. Here it is. Pathetic.